Hi, this is Beth Kruger of Wanderful Vintage. Thanks for following along on my YouTube channel. So here we are in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. I had a weekend with my girlfriend and we ended up here at the Brass Lantern Antiques and we loved this place. It was enormous, so much to choose from, and right away when you walk into the space you can really see that the vendors have a real curated vibe. Every single vendor's booth was really unique and original. Some of my favorites were these nautical themed ones, like you can see in that last video. Everybody had really unique and different items, and I tried to capture a mix of what was available through my video footage here. And the prices actually were pretty good, not too bad at all. For a reseller, maybe not the best. Like for me, I wasn't really sure what I could buy and resell at home in Vermont, but maybe if and when I get to selling more on Etsy, that will be a thing where I won't mind grabbing things. Oh yeah, this booth, 50% off. It's always fun when you see a 50% off booth because you have to imagine that there's going to be some pretty good deals in there. And this booth definitely had some great deals and really unique stuff. So we did spend a little time in this vendor's space. And again, they had a really eclectic mix and everything was 50% off. So that was kind of a fun area to shop and spend part of our time in this emporium. I loved the look of the different lamps in here. There was a ton of hand-painted art. This was on board, but there was art everywhere in every single booth. Again, a huge price range. I think this guy was $24. It was a beautiful watercolor print. Some really interesting candle holders or gardenware. That little bird cage was 18. Oh, those candelabras were $20. They were really heavy, gorgeous brass, maybe a lacquered brass because they were super shiny. Tamara was obsessed with the purses and some of the fashion. They had some really good vintage fashion at this spot. At these booths. Again, because we were on the shore, there was tons of shells and shell themed items. So there were shells everywhere. If you're decorating your beach cottage or you just love the beach, this was definitely a must visit. So much better than those cheap tourist spots. I love this watercolor. It was $25. It was a little too modern for me. My hope is to collect, oil paintings. My hope is to collect paintings that are a little bit more, a little bit older. The lighting was gorgeous in this vendor's space, and I fell in love with this bust. It was marble, I believe, and $350. I loved it. That was so cute, that little box. And again, more shells everywhere. I really loved this painting, this oil or acrylic. I'm not really sure which one, but I thought that was a beautiful piece. And just showing you an overview of all the goodies. Point Pleasant was filled with really cute shops, and so we definitely spent some time roaming around and looking at other places. This was another antique spot that we went to. tons of vendors in here. This was a little maybe less curated than the brass lantern, but Tamara found this gorgeous bag that she fell in love with. I think it was a little out of her price range though, so I don't think she ended up taking this beauty home, but oh, what a stunner. That was amazing. And again, really cool fashion, but just like so much to look at. It was almost overwhelming in a way. You know, there was just like way too many things. I wish we had more time. That was the general sentiment, is like we needed another couple of days to see everything. So this was it. This was our Point Pleasant excursion. It was so beautiful. We loved it. So now for the haul portion of the video. So these are the goodies that I ended up getting at the Brass Lantern in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. A very eclectic little mix, and most of them are for myself because most of the things at the antique shop were actually kind of out of my budget in terms of reselling. So I just decided to buy what I liked and what I wanted to bring home with me, not really with the thought of, oh, I'm going to sell these to make a profit off of them. So the first item that I purchased was this really cool flat iron. It was hand painted, and first when I saw it, it was just this was the part that I ended up seeing, like against there was like a row of them outside the front, and I actually didn't see this little detail, this little dove on the front of the iron until I was like ready to pay for it and purchase the item. And I actually love the bird, and I love this hand painted detail. It reminds me of kind of an old school stencil, even though I think this is more of a modern painted style, but just a really cute little doorstop, and adds so much character to the home. So I loved this little iron. I paid $18 for the iron. They kind of ranged in price, I think, from like 15 to 22 or 24 or something like that. Another thing that I ended up getting actually at the 50% off booth that you see in earlier footage of this video, I got this really cool butter dish. So look at the colors in this. They're kind of awesome. Like it fades from this red color to this yellow color, like red, orange, yellow, all in one. I thought the dish was really beautiful. I loved the colors more than anything. So that's why I picked this guy up. This was in that, like I said, that 50% off booth. So it ended up being, I think, like 15 bucks. I think it was originally priced at like 35 or 40, something like that. But the 50% off made it work for me. Another thing for the kitchen, I ended up grabbing these little napkin rings. They're just wooden. I loved the like 70s boho feel. These were $4. I ended up getting a couple of items for my closet bedroom area. I got this cute little bag. I'm always on the lookout for like a cute purse, especially for special occasion, because these older purses are a little bit more delicate. They're definitely not for like everyday wear, and something like this that is, you know, has some age and character on it, even though this is in incredible shape. I don't want to use it like every day because it would be destroyed. So this is a great special occasion purse. I could lend this to my girls and they could use it for prom or some other event, and it goes in my special occasion wear. This purse I think was $35, and they did 20% off for me. So that's another thing in some of these antique shops or antique emporiums or malls, especially here in Point Pleasant. Like a lot of the vendors were willing to like dicker with you. You know, you could ask, like, is this the best price that the vendor can do? Do you think that they would go down a little? And usually they were willing or able or authorized to give like some percentage off. So I would definitely use that as a strategy if you found something that you loved and you wanted to see if you could get a little bit of a better price on it. Definitely doesn't hurt to ask. And then lastly, I got this really cool vintage box. This reminded me of like my childhood. So it definitely feels like it's from the 70s. It says something like Bogeen or Bogeen product on the bottom. You can see it's like original sticker here. And then this hardware is like straight out of my childhood, and same with this lucite handle. Definitely has that vibe, and it's like a quilted nylon on top of the box. And then I don't really know what this box originally stored, but I'm imagining using it to store products or other items. It could be, definitely could be used in the bedroom, not necessarily super high moisture area like the bathroom, but you could store it like in a closet to contain your items in a really cute and fun vintage way. So this little box I think was like $14. And I love the mustard yellow color on this. So that was it. That was my haul for kind of my personal items in Point Pleasant when we visited the Brass Lantern. And there was a bunch of other vintage shops in and around town, and some of the footage that you'll see in this video is from there, but this whole haul came from the one spot. And if I had a larger budget, I definitely would have brought more artwork and lighting home with me. There was just so much there to choose from. There was a lot of items. So if you ever visit there, let me know what you find. And then what do you think? What do you think of my haul? Is there anything that you would have gotten that you saw in this video that I missed out on? Yeah, I'd love to know more actually also. If you know a lot about this glass, this type of glass. I know nothing about this particular type of glass. I know some things about other glass, but like I don't know what kind of glass this is. It seems to be collectible. There were like several other pieces like this in the person's booth. Do you know anything about this glass? I would love to know more. So if you have any thoughts, definitely put them in the comments below. And thanks so much for watching, and subscribe if you would like to see more of my haul videos. Thanks for coming along.